Before I start this video, I just want to say the amount of times that I say is absolutely repulsive, and I have tried to cut them out the best I could. See that. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am finally going to be filming my second trimester recap. So this is going to be from weeks 13 to week 27. When you see this video, I am 29 weeks and 1 day. So I am filming this about a week or a week and a half late, but I wanted to get as much information as I could. I also am going to be answering a few pregnancy related questions that I had people on my social media ask me so that I could answer for you guys. I'm going to be going through week by week and kind of giving you symptoms, things I felt mentally, emotionally, physically, products that have helped in the second trimester, and things that I am now experiencing. And I wanted to be able to share with you guys as much as I could. And I want to say I'm sorry that I look this way. I feel like I always apologize for my appearance, but I am like a real raw channel. I don't always look great. I don't do my hair and my makeup all the time to film videos. My thumbnails aren't the prettiest. And I don't film with a $500 or $600 camera, but I still want to share my journey with you guys. And I know that I have not made an update other than my 28-week appointment since 20 weeks. But now that I am going to the doctor's office every 2 weeks, I will have more information sooner. So I plan to start doing videos every 2 or 3 weeks instead of waiting 4 or 5 weeks to make a new update for you guys, because I want to get as much content as I can for you guys out before I have my baby. I am down to 11 weeks or less, which is really, really insane. I am getting anxious, to say the least, and I think it gets worse as you get further along. And I haven't started the nursery yet, and I have been dealing with death. I've had both of my cousins pass away within the last month, so it's been really tough dealing with things. Emotionally, I've been struggling, and I'm going to get into that. I'm going to go over as much as I can. I'm going to show you guys a bump date of how I look at 29 weeks and kind of give you guys a little slideshow at the end of my bump progress so far. I tend to only take pictures and post every 2 weeks just because I don't want them to be repetitive, but I do take a lot more bump pictures that I do not upload to the world. So one more thing, actually, I'm going to keep you guys updated as much as I can. I am starting to get back into a rhythm of things. I also wanted to include my glucose results for you guys, but unfortunately I failed the 1-hour test, and I am scheduled to take my test on July 31st. So this video will be uploaded the day that I am sitting in the hospital getting poked for 3 or 4 hours for my 3-hour glucose test. So hopefully I can update you guys in the description bar down below when I get my results back, which probably won't be until the week after I upload this, but check back in and I will do a whole video on that. I'm praying to Jesus that I do not have gestational diabetes. I just don't want to go through that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to read some things off of my notebook. This is pretty much what I'm going to be referring to. I have kept track of everything week by week. So yeah, if you want to see everything that goes down in the second trimester, then just keep on watching. All right, so we're going to start at the beginning at week 13. It is so crazy to me that I am at week 29 now. Like, what? What? Weeks 13 through 15, I did experience nipple pain and itchiness and mild cramping, and that's pretty much when my pelvic pressure kind of started to happen. Most of the time, those are all regular symptoms and things like that. You do want to be careful with pelvic pressure later on. It can be a sign of preterm labor. For me, it was just round ligament pain and the baby growing and taking up space. It was just pains I wasn't used to. The cramping was less mild than period cramps, but every woman is different. Everyone experiences different things, so that is just speaking on my behalf. Let's see, the urge to pee started. Definitely started. I was not Not okay on that. And then week 16, the linea nigra line started, which is basically that black line that you get from your pubic bone up to your belly button and from your belly button up. Some women get it early, some women don't, but it did start to fade pretty quickly and it went away. And going into 17 weeks is when I felt her kick for the first time. They do kind of feel like flutters, but they also just kind of feel like little bubbles kind of in your vag. I know that kind of sounds weird, but it's a weird feeling. And even now I still feel that way sometimes. But as you know, you further progress into your pregnancy, your baby gets bigger and the kicks are not so comfortable. So at 17 weeks, it was all cute and, oh my God, my baby. But now that baby's running out of room in there and she is kicking away at my organs. Backaches, rib pain, all normal things. If the pains do not go away with baths or switching positions or Tylenol or water, and it's accompanied with lots of cramping and extreme discharge and blood, I would highly suggest calling your doctor or going into the ER. I am not a doctor myself. I am just telling you what I have read online and what the doctors have told me to do if that happens. Fortunately, first and second trimester for me were a breeze. I honestly enjoyed being pregnant. I still enjoy being pregnant. The first and second trimesters, I didn't experience what most people do. Just on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 6 with some of the symptoms and things that people feel. So no morning sickness in the second trimester. I did have lots of energy though. Throughout these weeks, I did have lots of energy to get things done. It says here that between weeks 18 and weeks 20, I craved salads and Chick-fil-A. And my bathroom habits got a little different. Sometimes you can suffer from constipation. Sometimes you can suffer from diarrhea. It's not all glitz and glam, okay? Let me tell you. Hemorrhoids are a real thing when you're pregnant. Those are not fun. I highly recommend like witch hazel pads and hemorrhoid cream. It really helps. You can get hemorrhoids with diarrhea and with constipation. Those things are personally what helped me. My 20-week ultrasound, we did a little bit of that updating in that video, which I will link down below. My baby was in the 52nd percentile. At that point, I'd only put on, 20 weeks, around 7 or 8 pounds. So we were looking pretty good at that. I did crave fruit snacks and cherry Pepsi, and my belly started to get less squishy and more hard. It really depends. Every woman's body is different. I will say that 100 times. Every woman's body is different, and you don't always feel what everyone else feels. You know what I mean? So I am not going to go into detail saying this and that, just because personally for me, my belly changes. Some days it looks big. Some days when I lay down, it gets squishy. Sometimes it's harder. I have people tell me all the time, I am so small. I hardly look pregnant. I can't believe you're 29 weeks pregnant. I've only put on around 17 pounds at this point. When I do go back for my 30-week appointment this next week, it'll probably be around 20 pounds because I haven't had my weight checked in a couple of weeks. I'm trying my best to eat as good as I can because I don't want to put on 60 or 70 or 80 pounds. I know women struggle with weight loss postpartum, and I already dealt with body image issues before, and I really am just trying my best to have a healthy baby, have a healthy pregnancy, and not go overboard. So I do eat like crap on some days, but most of the time I limit what I eat and when I eat it. So that is all I have up to 20 weeks. Switch to the back page here. It's very helpful to keep everything wrote down in a notebook so that you can kind of keep track, and when you go to your appointments, you can update your doctor with any new information. Of course, if anything is severe, you would want to call your OB as soon as possible, but I haven't found myself needing to call as much just because everything's been so minor. So going into week 22, I developed my love for coffee again. The last 6 or 7 weeks, I have had a coffee every day. Some people are totally against caffeine during pregnancy, but I drank caffeine every single day before I got pregnant, and I was not willing to give that up. I just kind of limit the intake of caffeine that I have. I do have a coffee and a soda a day, but I do stay under that 200 milligram range, which you really should. It's not good for the baby, but I did have a little bit of rib pain definitely experienced rib pain. And the next thing that I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys on, I'm a raw channel. Do not come for me in the comments. I don't need to hear it from internet strangers and trolls. The first and some of the second trimester, I did struggle with nicotine. I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. Before I got pregnant, I heavily smoked cigarettes for almost 5 years. And I thought when I got pregnant, it would be so easy to just kick them to the curb. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't at all, okay? I really, like, struggle, okay? And everybody deals with things that they don't like talking about. I dealt with things personally going through a quarantine pretty much alone 99% of the time. I dealt with a lot of stuff, okay? I've dealt with death. And this pregnancy, mentally and emotionally, has not been easy. So I struggled with nicotine. My doctor's fully aware of that problem. I have Nicorette gum and the patches. The patches, unfortunately, didn't work for me. I threw those out, and the Nicorette gum I just use when needed. So I am doing a lot better. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm doing a lot better. And I'm doing whatever else I need to be a great mom to her. And, you know, fully admitting to the issue that I had is the first step. And I don't have to share that with anybody, you know, because I know how people feel about people that struggle with things during pregnancy. But I'm a real raw bitch, okay? I'm gonna be completely transparent with you guys, and I have struggled with that. And that was a little note that I made in here, and I put sad faces, and I was just really upset about it. So I wanted to share that with you guys, as it's one of my struggles that I have dealt with through this pregnancy. I have a lot of shame and a lot of guilt. I don't talk about it much. I don't make it public. It's something that I do very secretly and privately if it does happen. And it's not something that I'm doing anymore. So it's something that I'm dealing with in my own personal life, my own personal terms. I will deal with it how I please. Like I said, my doctors are aware, my close friends and family, and I do not want any judgment for that because everybody deals with things. So by week 23 and week 24, I had tons of movements. I will try to include some clips here. So as you can see, the kicks and the jabs kind of progressed. I did include a couple of clips for you guys, one with just a little bit of movement and one with a little bit more. It's a weird, crazy feeling. I'm still not used to the feeling of her kicking, and now that I can feel whole, like, rolls and body movements, it's kind of creepy in such a happy, joyful way. It's just a little weird. It's very strange. And I've had people be able to feel her now, and you can see my stomach moving, and it's crazy. It is so crazy to me that I can feel her so vividly now. But I'm glad that I have the clips to document, even if they're just little kicks and jabs. I'm happy that I have those. Going into weeks 25 and 26, it says on week 25 I can no longer see my vag, and that is completely true. I never thought I'd struggle with that, but here we are. And my linea nigra line, which hasn't fully formed, it is from the pubic bone up to my belly button. It's super faint and super light. Like I said, everyone is different. Some people develop it early on, some people don't. It really just depends on your body. Heartburn is a real thing. Nesting began at 25 weeks. I started coming in here and cleaning and getting stuff ready. I thought 25 weeks was early, but I've heard from moms that it can start as early as 20 weeks. Now that I am 29 weeks pregnant, I am just in this room like, I need to start building. Like, all of this stuff back here needs to be built soon. August, that's my task. I want to get everything built before the 30th because I have my baby shower, and I don't want this stuff just chilling in here, okay? I want a cute little background to film my shower haul on, and you guys will see updates on the nursery very soon because it is happening soon. Those things can happen a lot in the beginning, but they can also come back at the end. So I would highly suggest keeping Tums on you. I also keep Tylenol on me since that is pregnancy approved. You can get lists from your doctors that show you all of the medications that you are allowed to take while pregnant, and it's very, very helpful to have that so that you don't take anything that you aren't supposed to. Personally, in my opinion, I forget, and I have to refer back to that list that I have on my refrigerator, and it definitely helps. And that's pretty much it. Other than all of those things, all of the things, I am actually finally starting to feel just the uncomfortable side effects of being pregnant. I so enjoyed my first and second trimesters. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was easy for me, and I am so happy that I'm blessed to carry a baby. I will say it over and over and over again. It'll be so worth it. I am so excited. You will see this video the day I'm sitting in the lab taking my test, and I am just praying for the better outcome. Next, we're gonna go into a few questions that I was asked, and let me pull those up on my phone. All right, so I have here 6 questions that I'm going to answer from my friends, Sabrina, Alexis, and my friend Marissa. So thank you ladies for asking me these questions and actually participating. I didn't have a lot of questions, but that is completely okay. I just wanted to throw this in there just to kind of, you know, answer some for you guys, make it a little fun. So the first one is going to be how you found out you were pregnant. I have explained this a little bit when I first actually found out. I was not on birth control the month before I got pregnant, and I was not careful, if you know what I mean. So the father of my child knew that. I knew that. We were not careful. I just didn't personally think, after being on birth control for so many years and missing pills here and there and just being off of it 1 month, that I could get pregnant as quick as I could. Like, I had heard stories that it had taken months to get pregnant, getting off of birth control, and then I'd also heard, like, you're gonna get pregnant immediately, you know what I mean? So it's not something that I kind of wished for, but I did kind of speak it into existence a little bit, that, you know, I could possibly get pregnant. Like, oh no. I knew in my heart that I needed to take a pregnancy test around the time of my period. I usually had my periods on Wednesday or Thursday of the last week of the month, and by Friday morning I had not had it yet, and I knew that something was up. But I will say that I had taken tests all week and the tests were negative. So you definitely have to wait until after your missed period, because I mean, I had taken 2 or 3 other tests that week and they were completely negative. But then I took it 1 day after my missed period, and it took no time at all. I didn't even have time to get off the toilet from peeing before the test turned positive. And I took one, and I took another test, and then I took another test. And I will say that the Dollar Tree tests, do not knock those things, because that definitely told me that I was pregnant before a, you know, $15 or $20 pregnancy test told me. So they definitely work the same. You just have to wait until after your missed period to kind of find those things out, or you're not going to get an accurate result. So my next question is going to be, will you be filming labor and delivery vlog? I fully intend to film, although I am not getting the perfect labor that I want. I am going to record and film as much as I can for you guys. I will also have a video that I have already uploaded that I'm going to be making in a few weeks. That is like, I'm in labor vlog, and that video will be uploaded so that you guys are alerted when I'm actually in labor. It'll of course be filmed early just so that I have it up for you guys, but I'm definitely going to record as much as I can. It is something that I still have to discuss with my doctor, but as a right, I will probably record as much as I can, because it's crazy to even be having a birth during this time, a pandemic. This is something that I've never lived through before, and I really would like to have this documented for myself and to also share with everybody else. So that is definitely in the books. As long as everything goes okay, I want to be able to do that for you guys. So yes, I will. Is your pregnancy how you thought it would be? Why or why not? My pregnancy is strange. It's definitely what I thought it would be and more, but also some days it's not. Mentally and emotionally, I thought it would be a lot better in my, you know, certain circumstance and situation that I'm in, I thought would be completely different for my life. But it doesn't always work out that way, and I have realized that I wouldn't have been blessed with this child if I didn't need her, if I wasn't capable of taking care of her. And even if, you know, the circumstances are different and not how I would truly want them to be, I know that I will be a great parent either way. So I'm super happy and super blessed with this opportunity. And I honestly don't regret it, and I'm so happy that she will be here so soon. The easiest and the hardest part of your pregnancy so far. So easiest would probably just be, let's see, the easiest? Pretty much my symptoms and things. Like I said, third trimester is probably going to kick my butt, but first and second was really enjoyable. I hardly felt pregnant most of the days, and it's just now starting to get bad. So if I have to deal with, you know, the uncomfortable feelings and symptoms the last 10 weeks, I am completely okay with that. And the hardest thing would probably be the quarantine and just not being able to do what you would normally do on your day-to-day life, and just having to go through what we've all had to go through the last 6 or 7 months. And, you know, thinking about the future and the unknown. It's really, really scary for me. I hate being out of control of my own thoughts and feelings, and it's been really hard emotionally and mentally to deal with things. But physically, that has been the easiest part about it, and just knowing that I am so prepared and that my daughter is so loved and everything will be okay. All right, so the next question is, what is the most important thing that this life-changing moment has taught you? The most important thing would be that anything can happen in the blink of an eye. Your timelines can get messed up. Things can happen for a reason, and that is something that I've always said. I really truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and I know that even under the given circumstances, I would have not been blessed to be this little girl's mom if I wasn't capable of doing it. So I'm really happy. It kind of took me back. I've talked about it before. I was dealing with so many things that were not good. I was drinking way too much, getting into the wrong things, and making habits out of bad habits. So I am so happy that she, you know, kind of put me in line and was like, whoa girl, you gotta stop those things because you're about to be a whole mommy. So I think that's pretty much what has been the most life-changing about it all, is just being able to get out of those habits and kind of save myself from myself, but with a miracle, you know? So I have one more question, guys, and I'm trying to find it. I took a screenshot of it, and I cannot find it now. Question is, what was your first reaction when you found out? I was like, babe, can you come in here and tell me if this test is positive? I honestly was so, like, shook. Like I said, I kind of knew that I was pregnant, but I didn't expect it to actually happen. Like, I talked about it all month, like, I want a baby. I want a baby, like, manifesting it into my existence, and I really did that. And I was just kind of shocked, okay? It took me, like, almost 2 weeks to even tell my parents, because my parents are my parents. If anybody knows my parents, you understand. But that was my first reaction. Someone asked how I was doing. I'm doing great, okay? I'm doing the damn thing. I'm trying my best to get through this the best that I can. And I had one more question, but I honestly can't find it. I guarantee you I'm gonna find it after this video. Also wanted to include the bump. Woo. So this is the bump. Everyone says that it looks bigger in videos and it looks bigger in pictures. This is me, y'all. This is the little bump. And also, I just wanted to show you, I did have to take my belly button ring out. And this is not the linear line, okay? This is the biker shorts line. Belly button hasn't poked out yet. It's almost there though. It's looking real weird. It feels weird too. But you can see that line right there. It's starting. But that is my belly. I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm sorry about the quality. I'm sorry, okay? Like I said, since I am going to the doctor now every 2 weeks, these videos will be more frequent and less long because I won't have as much to update you guys on as far as I know, and I'll have them more often. So please stay tuned for more videos. I will link everything that I mentioned in the description box down below. Also, check back in if you care about my glucose results. I get those in very soon. As you're watching this video, pray for me. I'm getting poked at least 3 times, 1 time each hour for 3 hours. So pray to the glucose gods because your girl doesn't want gestational diabetes. But that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.